Hey guys, and welcome back to Gap Grace Point Online. This is episode 5 of our Covered series, where we look at what it means to be covered, protected by God, but also what we can do and what God teaches us about our personal safety and how to keep ourselves feeling safe. Now, today we look at networks. Last week we spoke about that we can talk to someone about anything, no matter what it is. Today we look at who is that someone that we can talk to. Think quickly about all the adults in your life. Each of us will have lots of different people and lots of different adults in our lives. Those might be some of the adults that will form part of your network. However, each of our networks will look differently because we have different people in our lives, but also not all of them are good network people. What do you think makes up a good network person? Remember, a network person is someone that we will go to when we're not feeling safe, when we need someone to take action on our behalf to help us feel safe again. Well, one of the things that they need to have is they need to be available. They need to be ready to listen to us, believe us, and then also to take action when we come to them about a situation where we're not feeling safe or need help. Of course, we believe that God is the best network person ever because God is always available to each and every one of us. He will always listen to us, believe us, and take action. But remember also that God works through His people. He empowers His people to help those around them. That's why God says, above all else, love one another. Through loving one another, we show and we help one another. So yes, God is the best network person, but He also gives us other network people which He can work through to help us feel safe again. So those people need to be available, they need to listen, believe, and they need to take action. Remember, in this series, we look at some practical things that we can do to help ourselves feel safe. And so today we identify who those network people are. But first, let's look in the Bible to see the network people of a young boy who was once a shepherd boy and who later grew up to be the king. This young boy was called David. Now, we learned about him a couple of weeks ago and how he defeated his giant fear called Goliath, an actual giant. But today we see another time in his story where there was a king called Saul who wanted him dead. He had a network person called Jonathan. He became his best friend, and we can read about this friendship in the book of 1 Samuel. So David and Jonathan were really good friends, and they trusted each other. Jonathan was David's network person, and David was Jonathan's network person. And so one day when David thought that the king was trying to kill him, he went to Jonathan and told him that he was feeling unsafe. Jonathan was available, he listened, he believed, and he decided that they needed to take action in order to establish if David was really unsafe. And he decided that they needed to take action to establish if David was really unsafe or if he was just feeling unsafe. So they came up with a plan, and we can read all about this in the book of 1 Samuel 20, verse 34 to 42. Go and read it for yourself after this lesson, but pretty much what happened is they came up with a plot to establish how to see if David was really unsafe. They decided that Jonathan was going to speak to Saul. If the king really wanted to kill him, Jonathan would shoot an arrow and tell the boy to go and find it. Then David would know that he was really unsafe and he had to go and make sure that he was safe again by taking action. Isn't it cool to see how even the people in the Bible had network people? They might have not known that these people were called network people, and they might have not known that they can talk to someone about anything, no matter what it is. But we can see that the principles are there in the Bible, that Jonathan was David's network person and vice versa, that they could talk to them about anything, no matter what it was. And so we also need to have network people. But we also need to realize that at times those people on our networks will not react, they will not believe us, not be available, or not take action when we need them to. What should we do then? Well, we are taught that we need to be persistent. The Bible often speaks about times where we need to be persistent. We need to be persistent in prayer, in loving each other, in helping one another. There's even a parable that talks about a woman who finally got the help she needed because of her persistence. This is called the parable of the persistent widow, and you can go and read about it in the book of Luke 18, verse 1 to 8. but pretty much it says that because she was so persistent, the judge, who actually didn't believe in God or didn't care about people, he in the end helped her simply because she tried and tried and tried again until she got what she's needed. We need to be the same. We need to be persistent. Try and go ask for help. If we don't get the help we need, ask someone else. Ask and ask and ask again until someone is available, listens to you, believes you, and takes the action that is needed. Today, the most important things that we need to learn is that we can talk to someone about anything, no matter what it is. That someone is someone on our network, and those are 5 people that we can identify who are adults in our lives who will be available, listen, believe, and take action. You can use your hand to identify those 5 people. On your thumb, you can put a family member. That is the only one of the 5 people that can be a family member. The other 4 are other people in your lives, preferably adults, who you can go to and talk about anything, no matter what it is. They should take action and help you when help is needed. Remember, God is our best network person ever, but that God also works through his people, and so we need to have 5 people on our network to help us. We can put God on the palm of our network as a reminder that God keeps us in the palm of his hand, that we are always covered and protected by him. Lastly, we need to remember that we need to be persistent. This means taking action and trying and trying and trying again until someone listens. Our critical catchphrase for today is listen to me, believe me, and take action. This is what a good network person should do. Listen to me, believe me, and take action. That's it from us here today at Gap Grace Point Online, but check the comments below for your resource link to the worksheet for today's activity. Bye guys, see you next week.